You see them advertised everywhere.
Had the courses I needed at the times I could go.
Online, billboards, TV. For-profit colleges know how to market and how to close a deal.
I just filled out my applications for financial aid and I was set.
Like many non-traditional college students, aspiring teacher Beth Embody went back to school late in life. The mother of three needed flexibility. She thought Ashford University and its online Masters of Education program would be the perfect fit.
They mislead you.
It wasn't.
And then
she liked her classes, but enrolled thinking the degree would help her qualify for a Wisconsin teaching license. Instead, she found the for-profit program isn't recognized here.
They just essentially just wasted my time.
She says it's frustrating because she did ask if it would lead to teacher certification over and over. She talked to Ashford school counselors, teachers, administrators.
They would just keep talking me in a circle. They wouldn't answer my questions directly.
Eventually, she took her complaints to Wisconsin's Educational Approval Board, or EAB.
Question everything. I think today, in today's marketplace, you just question everything. And peel back the onion as far as you can go to find out what's the substance.
Don Matalung is chair of the EAB. He says it's a mistake to lump all for-profit schools together.
If you're looking at your time, and time is money, most of these programs are year-round. They've gone on to do very good things.
Still, he says there's no question the huge industry needs enforcement. Yes, for-profit colleges offer the convenience of nearby campuses and online coursework, but they are profit-driven companies. And Matalung says students need protection from the bad apples.
They're unscrupulous. They'll come in and if there's no regulation, if there's not an equal playing field.
The EAB oversees more than 250 for-profit schools in Wisconsin right now. It's funded by fees those schools pay, but under Governor Scott Walker's proposed budget, the EAB would disappear. Wisconsin would become the only state in the nation without a formal evaluation process for for-profit schools. Matalung fears a Wild West atmosphere.
I think outside institutions, I think will be more prone to say, look, the shield is down, the guard's down right now in Wisconsin.
Walker's administration calls it streamlined, more efficient government, the elimination of a costly and unnecessary regulatory burden for the schools. His team believes the Department of Agriculture, Trade and Consumer Protection and a new department can handle the EAB's work.
There really is no savings associated with this proposal.
In fact, EAB Treasurer David Deese says it will actually cost the state. By law, the EAB is required to charge the schools an additional fee that goes back into the state's general fund.
The state will need to find some other source to plug that $70,000, $80,000 hole.
As Wisconsin loosens the reins, other states and federal lawmakers are cracking down. Why? Because for-profit schools are taking an increasing percentage of taxpayer-funded student aid, and many of those students fail to graduate or can't pay back those loans. According to federal data, for-profit students represent just 12% of the higher education population, but account for nearly half of all loan defaults. In fact, a 2012 Senate investigation found the 15 largest for-profit colleges pulled 86% of their funding from the federal government. That same report found career schools aggressively marketing degrees unlikely to lead to employment. Recruiters were trained to push the pain to find students unfamiliar with higher ed who might be facing tough times. One manual suggested welfare moms with kids, people recently divorced, incarcerated or in rehab, even victims of physical or mental abuse.
I think what's happened is a lot of these bigger groups have fallen in love with Wall Street and Wall Street with them, and the focus is no longer just on students and student outcomes, but what the return on investment is going to be.
Minnesota's Attorney General has filed a lawsuit against one of those big systems, Globe University, which has an Eau Claire campus. She says it misrepresented job prospects for students and last month added to those claims, accusing Globe of offering illegal high-interest student loans with rates of up to 18%. Globe wouldn't talk to us for this story, but in a statement calls Minnesota's actions unnecessary enforcement. Globe says the claims that our admissions practices and credit transfer policies are deceptive could not be further from the truth. On the federal level, new protections will take effect in July that require for-profits to produce graduates capable of paying off their student loans and to publicly disclose job placement rates. Madelung says a number of for-profit schools are dodging the heat by becoming nonprofit.
I think they're realizing now that in order to survive and be who they want to be, they need to change.
In Eau Claire, Lindsay Veramis, WEAU 13 News.